we are in my backyard with our special guest, Alex Foster, who is going to teach us how to fly fish. Welcome to my backyard, Alex.
Thanks.
How did you get started fly fishing?
Well, I got started about 5 years ago when my dad started doing it, and I thought I'd give it a try. And it turned out I liked how much you were doing instead of sitting there with a bobber like most people.
How often do you fly fish?
I like to try to get out fly fishing at least once a week, sometimes twice a week.
What are the differences between the reels with fly fishing and reels?
Well, with fly fishing, you're using the weight of your line to cast your fly out. With reel fishing, you're using the weight of the lure to cast.
What is the difference in equipment?
With a fly reel, you have a much whippier rod, and you have a smaller reel. It's 1-to-1. With reel fishing, you have a reel that can retrieve faster, so it's a little bit different equipment.
How much did you spend getting started?
I didn't spend a lot getting started. I spent maybe $20 or $30 just to buy a rod. My dad had the reel I could use, and then I used all of his equipment for starters. But after that, it's not a very expensive sport.
What is a fly and how do you use it?
A fly is an imitation of a bait fish or an insect that you're trying to imitate in the water. And different flies can be used in different ways. Streamers can be used with a strip and retrieving, as some flies you can just lay on the water and wait for the fish. So these flies here are floating flies. They are used for topwater, as well as these flies here. These flies are more subwater to imitate a little bait fish. Little bait fish flies are good for underwater. With the dry flies, you're imitating a bug or an insect on the top of the water, like a mayfly.
Where do you fly fish?
I like to fly fish around my town. I like to fly fish in the Humber River, but when I do like to go out with my dad, it's usually up north somewhere, Collingwood area, in Big Head or Beaver River. When I go fly fishing, I like to wear my fly vest, and I usually wear a pair of waders. It depends on the weather. If it's cold weather, you should really wear longer pants under waders, but if it's the summertime, you can just go in shorts and a pair of old shoes.
Does knowing your bugs help you to fly fish?
Yes, it does. When you're fly fishing, especially using dry flies, you're trying to imitate bugs that may land on the water. Or if you're using bait fish, same thing, you're trying to imitate the little fish that are in the water. So knowing your bugs is a good advantage when going out on the water.
Can you show us a couple techniques?
Sure. So in casting, a simple cast would be a roll cast. You're wanting to keep your line in a kind of deformation from your body, and then snap it forward into the water. Another easy type of cast is just a regular back cast, and with that you just want to go back and then snap it forward. And that'll launch your line forward.
Can we try?
Go for it.
Move down.
So once you guys get your line out, what you want to do is keep one finger holding the line, and then you just want to give it a slight pull. And that's just going to strip it in like it's moving under the water, keeping your rod tip low to the water as well.
Why are the lines so colorful?
The lines are colorful because it's like a big bobber pretty much. That's your indicator on if a fish is taking your line. And you want a clear leader so that the fish don't see the colorful line. So you want to keep it as natural as it can be.
Yeah.
So when you're fly fishing, when you're doing your back cast, you want to watch out for the trees. When you're doing a regular cast, you got to especially watch out for the trees. But when there are trees behind you, that's when it's a good time for the roll cast because you don't need much room behind you. When fly fishing, you should try to watch out for other people's line. You should try to respect that they're fishing there and give them some space so that if they do land a fish, that they have enough space that they're not feeling crowded.